many years have you been coming to camp?
I did day camp since first grade, so that'd be about 11 or 12 years, and I've been coming here since 7th grade, so that's 6 or 7.
What's different between being a camper and being a counselor?
Well,
What do you think it means to the kids?
one of the biggest things I keep thinking about is when I was a camper, I felt like I was always just working towards being a counselor. And that was my whole point of coming to camp, was getting ready to grow up and be the counselor and getting to lead my own group of kids. And now that I am, I keep thinking, I wish I could have appreciated more getting to just go out and have fun and not having all the responsibilities, but I still love being able to help that group of kids and be in that leadership position.
What do you think is important for the kids?
Just getting out of their house for so long. Every one of these kids comes and tells me about their video games at home, and that seems to be what they do. I mean, they get up in the morning, they play the video games, they eat, and then they play more video games. And just having a week where there's no TV, no screen, I can't imagine how much energy they just release in this 1 week of camp that just builds up the rest of the year. Staff training was really cool this week because we got to actually go back, because we've been taught the same things here at Wyandot, or we've been passing on the same teachings at Wyandot for so many years. I mean, we all know what hemlock is, we all know the same plants, and we had a group of people called Coyote Trails come in and just bring this whole new realm of information and natural world education that just blew our minds and let us all be those campers and kids again.
If you could describe to a friend Camp Wyandot in a word or a short phrase, think about it for a minute, what would that be?
In a word, I would have to just say home, because I've come here once a week for 7 to 8 years now, and there's nowhere that I feel more at home. I can't imagine coming having a summer and not seeing these people and not being able to walk these hills and just live here.
It was just so amazing, like learning, looking around, everything happens here, everything's going nonstop, and the people, I love the people. I never felt like an outsider at all these 6 weeks that I've been here. I always felt wanted, desired to be here, and it made me feel welcome.
What happened the first week you were here? What kind of things did you learn? What was the most?
Well, the first week, I had some staff training. First week, like we went through all crazy stuff, like amazing stuff, like stuff I had touched on when I was in Boy Scouts, but nowhere near the intensity we went into, like Coyote Trails, and good Lord. It was kind of a cool concept because Coyote Trails, no one had ever dealt with them, and since it was my first year meeting all these people, I kind of was on equal grounds with everyone, and so everyone else was learning something new, I was learning something new.
What kind of things did you learn?
Oh, we learned, like, I had learned kind of about fox walking, but I was maybe 11. And fox walking is where you just are completely quiet and you walk into the, like when you're walking normally, you walk through the woods. When you fox walk, you walk into the woods. Like, woods is the destination. And that was kind of a cool way to look at it because, like, when you walk through the woods, there's a little bubble that follows you, and in that bubble, everything stops. When you fox walk, nothing stops. You blend in. During Boy Scouts, we had to use a match box, like whole matches, to start a fire, and I started a fire without even using matches. Like, everybody's welcoming in, but the camp itself seems to embrace, like, the people help, but I think the fact that this place is so open and so, I don't know how to put it, but it just acts like it gives you a hug as you walk in, and it just makes everything so amazing.
What's the coolest thing you learned? this summer?
Coolest thing I learned this summer? Fox walking. It was so cool. Coyote Trails came and taught us all how to fox walk. I can sneak up on anyone in camp. Like, if I take enough time, I can sneak up on the kids standing right over there. And it's really fun. It slows you down and makes you be in the moment. And being in the moment helps you be aware. And being aware helps you realize everything around you. Like a pine needle on the ground is like the coolest thing if you take enough time to notice it. And that's probably the coolest thing I learned this summer.
And just kind of speak freely about your experience at camp in general.
Camp in general. I'd say as a camper, I don't remember my experience very well. But as a counselor, I hope that my campers remember their experiences. They tell me they're going to, but I don't know, because I don't remember mine very well. But I feel like this summer has been more important to me than any summer of my life, and I've just seen kids change so much while they're here. Like, people come here and they're scared of spiders, they're terrified, they're in tears the first night. And then there's a bat in our cabin and they just start bawling their eyes out. And then by the third night, they have names for every spider around their bed, and they're like tracing the webs with their fingers, and they fall asleep to bats flying around their head, and they're just sitting there watching it. And it's just, like I said, magical to experience watching their experience is the most important thing to me. And just the efficacy, like I said, just the kids knowing that I've changed their life. They might grow up to like plant 1 billion trees or something and like save the world, and it's my fault.
So, yeah.
What do you think?
I enjoy it.
What do you think is the most important thing about camp for the campers, for you to teach the campers?
How to have fun.
Yeah, how to have fun,
Yeah.
to live life.
Yeah, and like what camp's all about, and
Yeah.
how it is an escape, and how it is, you can really be yourself here, especially like always be yourself, but especially here, everyone's weird, everyone's kooky, everyone's nutty. You can be whoever you want to be.
It's like how we live in here is teaching us how we should try and live out there. And to enjoy the nature and get away from electronics and TVs and cell phones and stuff. Because they give you cancer. Yeah.
If you could use one descriptive word or phrase to tell your friends about camp to get them to come, what would it be?
Wyandot Love.